Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? How you doing, fellas? You know what I'm saying? How's everybody doing with this situation and this virus going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody come out of this better in each and every way. I hope everybody come out of this with a skill or whatever may be beneficial to you and your life. And I hope you guys and your families are doing well. One of the things I wanted to express is I had dropped a little video a little while ago discussing men and women in a dating game, and what I wanted to elaborate on through that is a little bit more about men, masculinity, and the leadership parts of it, um to fully to fully have men understand about the things and female nature to the fullest, to try to bridge a gap or some type of consciousness or sense about the situation so it'll better help you as a man, go about the situation. Because like I said, I see a lot of disconnect between men and women. I talk to women about things and I hear their comments and I hear men's comments, and this is just the conclusion that I have to come up with. Like I said before, fellas, when it comes to um, decisions in certain places, especially in this society, everything comes back to you as a man. You set the the tone. As a man, you set the tone. Period. I know it's a lot of like, programming that says, well, you should take a back seat, and it's things with toxic masculinity. Forget all that. Okay? Forget about all that. This toxic masculinity, this feminist movement. The problem that we're having in our society, in our situation between men and women, is that the fact that men are treating women like they're equal. Okay? We're not equal. Okay? Now, this is not me putting down women. This is me saying that as men and women, right? As men and women, we're not equal. We're not equal at all. We complement each other. Okay? A woman's femininity complements a man's masculinity. You know, put in simple context. There is no man and woman standing on the same platform and we can function in that way. That's we both have our own platforms. You know what I mean? Just like we both have different reproductive systems that meet to create one life. Okay? Stop treating women like you're equal. Also, it's just like when guys try to communicate with a woman, they're trying to speak logic. Okay? Knowing that women are not logical, they're emotional. So if you know that, stop trying to speak logic to her. You have to learn how to speak the words of a woman's heart, which is her emotions. Speak in a lower tone. You know what I mean? Reassure her. You know what I'm saying? That's what she hears. That's what she responds to. But a lot of men sit here and try to speak logic, a logical sense to a being who only understands the emotional side of things. That's number one. You know what I mean? You know, number two, I feel as men are afraid of women. And I look at okay, the male and female species across different sectors, especially even in animals. So if you look at all the animals like lions, right? You know, lions and lioness have an understanding, right? The lioness go out to hunt, they get the meals, they bring it back to the lion. He protects the whole pride from whoever else is trying to come in, right? Wolves, yeah, they run in a pack, but there is an alpha wolf, and a forgot the I don't know, but it's alphas, and one is a male and one is a female, but the male is always in the head. She understands that. In almost every sector of the animal kingdom, there's no misconception about the male being the leader. Why is it that we're the only species that seem to be afraid of our own female counterpart? Okay? Now, I can understand one reason. One reason is the laws that we have. You know what I mean? The laws that are set in place, we already know somewhat caters to women. You know what I mean? It's changing a little bit, but for the most part, women are protected. Okay? So, with that being said, if a man doesn't do what a woman wants him to do, then she'll do X, Y, and Z, which puts a man in a bad predicament and so forth. So as men, yeah, you got to be a little bit more aware. You got to be a little bit more protective of what's going on. Yeah, you know what I mean? I understand that. But still, you cannot let that stop you from being a man, being a leader, okay? Because I'm going to tell you one thing that every single female responds to. And this comes from me being in different relationships, different dating different women, and, the turnabout. The whole thing about the nice guy and all that stuff he gets taken advantage of. It's not so much that you can't be a nice guy. You know what I mean? Because I still somewhat consider myself a nice guy. I don't have a problem with getting women flowers or something like that if I feel that's what I want to do, okay? But I'm not doing it to try to appease her or get something from her. I step to her as if it's already going to be given to me. And you know what I mean? If it's not an agreement on certain things, if it's not equal, or if you know what I mean? If I'm not looked at like, as the man and the leader, and I understand her part as a feminist role, and it tries to like cross, but I leave it alone. I leave it alone. You understand? But, that whole thing, what you really need to do as a man is you need to be consistent, number one. Whatever you say you are and what you're going to do, women will hold you to it. Okay? The whole thing about hypergamy. Alright? This is female nature summed up to a T. The female nature is to find the best specimen of the male species to reproduce with that will give her enough value and support to raise up her offspring. Okay? That's all that is. Like in, another video I had said, when it comes to women and men, when women choose you, it's not about you. Everything that they're doing is about them. So the reason why sometimes things go this way in some situations and relationships is because the man caters to the woman and what she thinks she wants and she needs. Okay? You can do that, but you have to be consistent, because what women do, they have a fairy tale in their mind of how things supposed to go, right? And if things go bad or downhill, they don't, after a while, they're not considerate of your pitfalls. That means nothing to them. In their mind, you chose me, I gave myself to you, so this is the agreement. You have to keep that. Period. You have to keep that. So if all men kept that in mind when dealing with women, not many men would take themselves more serious in terms of dealing with a woman and treating yourself as such like you're a corporation. You understand? Treating you as such with very much high value. Not being so quick to jump in situations. Not being so quick to jump from woman to woman. Not being so quick to give your seed away to just any and every woman just because you feel it or it's the desire. If men really understand these things, they wouldn't be so quick to do those things. You understand? Once you do understand these things as a man, you will, trust me, you will start to hold yourself to a whole different standard. You understand what I'm saying? And you will see things change around you with women. Trust me. Trust and believe. But that's definitely, you know what I mean? You have to be consistent in who you are. When a woman says, I love you, she's saying that to the man that you're being in that moment. Alright? And you have to continue to be that man and continue to climb up and up and up and up and up. This is what they respond to. This is what they respect. This is what they understand. And this is how women are, consciously or subconsciously. You know? So as a man, when you know, like I said, I'll be looking at a lot of dating coaches and channels when they be saying, oh yeah, you know, you have to get yourself together and high value. Yeah, do that, but do that for you. Once again, you have to do it for you. Make sure you build yourself up, because at the end of the day, that's all they respond to. Like, the regular female nature is to find the best specimen of guy who's going to continue to go like this, that will continue to provide for their offspring. Also, we are an extension to a woman's self-esteem, like a lot of other things. Because, like it or not, women have a natural low self-esteem. And natural low, like their insecurities is just through the roof. Men, we may have one or two insecurities. I seen a lot today in our society. A lot of men have a lot more insecurities. But for the most part, us as men, we don't have as much insecurities as women do. Women, we can like, you know, certain things about a woman, and she'll be like, I don't like it. It just, no matter what we tell them, they don't like it. But the reason why some women date men is because, if this man, let's say, you know, she wanna date a guy because she thinks he got money, and being around him, that would make her look good. So she'll date him to make herself look good, because in her mind, I was able to obtain a man who is successful, so that makes me successful. That makes me something. I'm able to get men who are successful. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, if we see a very beautiful woman, we have a bunch of beautiful women being thrown at us. How are we going to look at it is going to raise our, you know, our self-esteem. You know, beautiful women want me. I'm able to attain beautiful women. But that's how women think constantly with everything. They have to have makeup. They have to have surgery. This is all things to build themselves up. Now, the reason why things are so jacked up, fellas, okay, from decades ago, when, you know what I mean, when women were at home and in the kitchen and it seemed like it was all fine, because they looked at the man for survival. Now it's not like that, because women, they can get out here and they can work and they can make money and they can be successful too. You know what I mean? So the need for depending on a man for survival, which is the whole point of a woman's, you know, internal thought process in terms of existing, has diminished. Period. And it's not like, you know, they could stay in the house and they didn't have many options, because of the way we progressed in life with the internet, social media. It's not hard to reach out and see different options that she may fit in the marketplace. And that's just the way it is. So with the increase of availability, the increase of technology, the increase of having these sectors open up for women to stand close to the same platforms as men, the need has men for going down, which means the respect for men have been going down. Now, I don't know whether this is by design or whatever. You know, economic growth doesn't care about anything else. But what happens if you go into an animal's habitat and you start, like, you know, messing with things? You mess up the natural habitat, it becomes an extinct species. And that's what happened when we start adapting new technologies and new availability and platforms and this so-called equality stuff. I'm just going to tell the truth and be honest. This is what it is. This is the reason why things are going the way they are. This is why women are going against men. This is the reason why. But women are going against men because in their actual nature, they want to find a man that have them to be a leader. However, they can't because their nature is turning masculine because they're forced to go out to provide, which is a survival need, but also is one of the things that men do. Our nature is to provide. You understand? So it's like, because of the economic way things are, it's forcing women to go against their own nature. So it's like they're fighting against themselves. It's all unbalanced. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when that hurricane, I forgot, I don't know which one it was, Sandy, and it hit, it hit the islands and it washed up on Florida. And, Florida had a lot of alligators. Now you got snakes. So now you got alligators and snakes fighting for the same, food source. And now so you have some snakes and alligators fighting against each other for food. That just messed up the whole ecosystem of that animal. Because they're in the same habitat, fighting for survival, fighting for food. It's bad. You understand what I'm saying? This is the same thing that's happening with us as people, as humans, between men and women across the board. So, what's the solution? Okay? To be honest with you, okay, things are not going to go back to normal unless we have a full economic collapse to where we have to go back to men hunting and women, they would have to stand behind us. And I think that would happen because I think it was, what was it, about a year ago, where I think the president was thinking about drafting a few people. I don't know what it was. It was something between, we almost was on the brink of going to war, right? I think it was with Russia or something. But in a lot of women's comments, they was like, oh no, a draft? We don't want equality. You guys can have it. You guys can step up. And, we need you guys now. You see what I'm saying? You see how that changed up? Women, honestly, and this is just from conversations with them, they really don't want this independent thing that they so scream. They do that. They scream independency as a shame tactic to lower a man's self-esteem down to theirs so they can feel comfortable. Because once again, women are naturally coming into the pool with low self-esteem, and we're an extension of it. So most women that have real bad self-esteem issues and targets a man as the problem, her job is to lower his self-esteem down to hers. This is not all women. This is just some. It's a shaming tactic, okay? But in reality, they don't want it. I mean, I know women who are making very good money, but are extremely unhappy. Extremely unhappy. Going home at night, crying in their covers because they can't find a man up to their stature. Because when a woman dates you, she wants you to be the leader. She wants you to be more superior than her. That can't happen, honestly. If she's making more money than you, if she's more successful than you, that's just not going to happen. But it's not going to change because where we're at, women are, made to work just like men are made to work. And yeah, it's a benefit. However, it changed the natural, it changed the communications, and it messed up, and it made a disconnect between men and women, period. Like I said, look at the animal kingdom. That's a clear, example of us as species, how it's supposed to be. Why are we so different? Why do we have to be so different? You understand? We're more intelligent. But like I said, once we got these things in place to help us become more efficient in society, I would say, it has made us, in a lot of ways, more lazy. And it has made, it caused a lot of issues, but it also solved a lot of problems. It's a double-edged sword with everything. With something you have to give, you have to give up. And this is basically with our society, we're giving up our connection that we have to make a healthy relationship or healthy families. Because working a 9 to 5, in my opinion, it takes away from it. If you're working 5 or 6 days a week, you can't possibly have a very strong relationship. It's very hard to have a very strong relationship, depending on what you do. It's very hard to have a very strong relationship, especially if both people are working and don't have enough time to talk. It's just like with this pandemic that's going on with the virus, a lot of people are home, and they said domestic violence calls have gone up through the roof. That says a lot about those people's relationships and where it's at. If you can't be around a person that you call your significant other you love, and now you're home all the time around them and you losing your mind, that means it never was made to be like that from the get-go. You understand? There's holes and there's gaps in it. You know what I mean? That woman probably don't respect that guy, and that guy, he's not, he maybe don't understand, you know what I mean, how to be a true leader in his situation and relationship. Probably don't. You know what I mean? One of the ways, though, a woman definitely draws closer to you is through acts of service. The more a woman does for you, the more connected she will be. A lot of guys this is where that nice guy thing gets disconnected, and some guys be like, oh, why she go with the bad boy? Like, when a woman, the more you say no to a woman, because a woman wants to feel desired. Ultimately, a woman wants to feel desired. She wants to feel important. She wants to feel like she matters. That's not going to happen with you just doing everything for her. No. It happens when she feels a part of your life, a part of a need. And when a woman wants to feel a part of your life and a need of your life, she's really there for you. When a woman says, no, you got to do everything for me, it's not really a need. You're just a want. You're just a preference. In all actuality, I'm not lying to you fellas on this. Like, I tried the other side doing everything for women, and I tried the side when a woman does a lot, for me. Like let's say she just go to the store or something, and she says, do you want anything? Even if I don't, I'm going to say yeah. By me doing that, I swear to God, like, without question, every time she goes, she thinks about me. Or she just does things. When I say, no, it's okay, no, I got it, it just feels like a little bit of a distance. Like, she become a little bit more distant. So that's one hack, fellas. Like, don't let that manhood get in the way of thinking of, I'm supposed to do everything. If a woman wants to do something for you, don't lower your don't sit here and say, oh no, I'm not gonna do it, I'm such a man. It's not. In some ways, it's not beneficial. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you, it's not. A woman wants to feel desired, important, and she wants to feel like she's a part of your life. Let her do it. Look at it like you're a corporation, you're the boss, and this is your secretary. I'm telling you, they trust it. They want it that way. I mean, this is just some things that get you a very understanding between men, women, and equality and how things go. This is just from my observation. This is just from me testing things out and seeing the results of it, and how they work for me. I'm just sharing it with you guys. Everybody has their own way. Everybody has their own way of thinking. I do understand that, but mark my word, like, from what I've deeply been looking at with women and experienced, this is the way things are. Okay? It's not going to go back to the way you want it to be with women. The only way is to build yourself up as a man consistently. Look at yourself like extremely valuable, and be careful. Be very careful about each and every woman that you deal with and how you deal with them. And there will be less problems in your life. I guarantee that. There will be less issues with women. I guarantee that. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, you have to build yourself up too. You have to build your confidence up. You have to build your self-esteem up. Don't look for women as an extension of that. That's a big mistake. You know? Even if you had to have inspiration from another man or find it in yourself, start reading books, start working out, start working on your testosterone, start eating foods that will boost your testosterone. One of the foods that I found that boosts it is pumpkin seeds, and I think they said lobster, crab, and resistance training, like anything that's resistance, strength resistance, lifting weights, things like that boosts it, and it does. So keep that in mind. Don't let them be shamed. Don't be angry at women. Stop being upset. I know it's these terms: red pill rage, alpha, beta, all that. Look, this is just reality, okay? Things are like the way they are because of the economic changes in our life as humans, which means it messed up our natural habitat. As men, we have to adapt and adjust and set the precedent in getting back to being leaders and stop being scared. Okay? Stop being scared that if I say this, I'm gonna get locked up. If I do this, I'm gonna get that has to stop. I'm not saying don't go around ever bashing women, but don't walk around with fear. That's one of the worst mistakes you can do. Walk around with awareness and an understanding of why it is the way it is. And that's a good way to maneuver in life, and things will be to be better for you in life. All right? That's just some of the things that I found out. I really hope this feedback helped you guys. On a serious note, I really hope this information that I have given you is useful. You know what I mean? If you want it to be useful, but this is the way it is. One of the ways you can change it is just as a man, just build yourself up and treat yourself as is extremely valuable when you're dealing with anything, especially women. Okay? And that's it. All right? Catch you guys later. I hope everybody is doing well through this. We're gonna come out on top. Peace and prosperity to all, and all love to you guys. All right?